And David, rather predictably, I think you know what my first question is going to be, talking about the reaction after the game, or the incident where at half time where the supporter threw his season ticket at you. Can you just tell us from your point of view what happened?
I'd really like to move on from this. I think it's important that we understand that, and I've said this before, is that fans have frustrations, of course they do, managers have frustrations, and players do as well. So I feel that the incident, we can move on from the incident, and the club have made their statement. And I think that, you know, that I don't want it to gloss over, which was a very good performance. I think that the most important thing for the football club and for the fans that got behind the team in the second half, certainly the section up on the right, there was very vocal, and the players got a real good lift from that support. So I think we move on from there and look at the positives from Saturday. The occasion was a good day for us, a tremendous win for us against a good side, and I think that bearing on the game is that they came here with 5 centre halves, and I said that before, and in my notes was that the fact is that patience was a key. I think it might have been a lot different if Rob had been able, Robert Duffy had been able to put the ball in the net in the first minute. You know, wonderful ball in. But they came to frustrate. They came to make it dull. And when I look over the some of the games at the weekend, where you see Altrincham go to Wimbledon and play 10 men behind the ball, I feel there's a lot of positives that we could get out of it. So tactically, I felt the wide players, certainly Louis Briscoe, had a wonderful day. And overall it was a real positive day for us. So 4 goals again, 2 deflected goals against us, which seems to be the thing right now, deflected goals. But I think there's a lot of positives.
So from your point of view, after the game, we can now draw a line under that. You know, your reaction was a little bit of frustration, but it's time to move on and let's forget about it.
David, I've learnt in life is sometimes your first reaction is not always the best reaction, and I've had some very, very positive feedback from the weekend from a lot of fans, and it's nice to know, it's nice to hear, and it's wonderful having that support, and I'm grateful for that support. But we're a club, we are one, and I know that there's, we talked about it before, there's been some legacy, if you like, with it being hard on Mansfield. We move on. We've got to move on, and I believe that the positive reaction we got at the end, the fans, was tremendous. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, as I say, reactions, sometimes you're better off stepping away rather than your first reaction. We've all done that in life, and 2 wrongs don't make a right, and it would have been foolish for anybody to come out and say something silly. With the greatest respect in the world to the gentleman, I hope it was regrettable, but because we've got a lot to play for still, and the players, I think you showed their togetherness on the pitch, which was, as a manager, is tremendous, and I'm sure that led to the terraces. The terraces were fully supportive of the players, so I'm very pleased with that.
Would you welcome the supporters back into the ground?
That's not really a question for me. I think at the end of the day, the gentleman reacted the way he did, and as I say, I'm not really gonna, don't really want to comment on it because I don't know what the man's feeling. So ultimately, I'm moving on. The club, you know, we've tried to make sure that we come out of Saturday with a lot of credit, which we should do.